baby, listen to me speaking. No matter what, just let it go.
Pop, Perswayable. What is going on, boo-boo? So, this is going to be a low-energy video right now. This is actually one of my first videos I've ever recorded while in Mauritius, spending time with my girlfriend. And we'll see how this goes. So anyways, I have a good dad joke for you before we get into this excellent video showing some of the best survivors in the world and how they collaborate. Are you all ready for the dad joke? I purposely shaved one of my ass cheeks perfectly. I guess you can call it a half-ass job. It's so dumb. All right, so I wanted to show you some of the excellent gameplay from Wolves and how they really coordinate. We're going to get right into it. We're going to talk while we're watching this. This is called Spawn Layout number 1. You can see a brief thing right here. And PPG AG did a very good job in this tournament. I think I may have underestimated their ability to perform on the level that they performed. So I was very excited to see how their polished gameplay. But anyways, this isn't anything atypical. We see Breaking Wheel on Eversleep in Town, and the ban that was initiated before this. So this is the first round, match number 1. And what we saw with this is that there was a ban on not forward, seer. So this allowed for forward and priestess. You see priestess in the corner there setting up a portal. And Acrobat doing a pretty good job in this area, immediately drops down. And you can see PPG really just kind of moving around over here. And sometimes this strategy really can work against survivors because it fools them, because they anticipate you. Look at that beautiful drift. That is a beautiful drift. And watch this beautiful avoidance of that trap. So we're seeing really good gameplay from both Wolves and AG, but look at that solid trap. That's a sniper right there. That is a sniper. And we see the build with insolence and increased pallet speed breaking. And I was watching this map and watching this match, and I really thought that AG was dominating in the beginning. Even with the route, there was a little bit of a transition difference there where PPG went around, but ultimately still caught the Acrobat off guard in that area. Now, I was excited to see Entomologist being utilized. We're seeing forward there really causing some harassment. But what's interesting about this makeup of COA this year is that we don't really see as slow decoding as what we're used to. We're not seeing the mercenary forward compositions as much. It's still there, but we're seeing a lot of these, Acrobat Entomologists that really allows faster decoding. And because of this, we're seeing sort of a unique harassment strategy that I haven't seen in a very, very long time. The old miracle strategy with using that forward super aggressive. So we're seeing a much more utility sort of every character has a way to harass. We see this entomologist over here using these bugs, and you would probably say, well, what's going on with the decoding? Why aren't they decoding? But traditionally speaking, you don't have as much of a slow decoding composition, so it allows you to do these little harassments and then continue decoding because you don't have these significant 20-30% debuffs all the time. All right, so back in the day, sometimes you would see 3 rescuers with all significant decode and debuffs, and that's just not the case, which is allowing this sort of harassment and utility. And look at this really good follow-up from the forward with the stun, and this is why some hunters would prefer instead banning forward. And forward doesn't just run away. Forward knows if this character drops down, boom, can punish him. And so you're seeing this aggressive style that really I haven't seen. We see this in regionals a lot of the time, this aggressive forward play where you're constantly going and harassing. But this did get phased out. This wasn't the strategy that was necessarily winning in COA 2. And so the big difference here is that we got these faster decoders and utilities, characters that have makeups that allow them to kite better and faster, because really, in my opinion, it's pretty much all transitional chitin now in this game. Transitional chitin is what separates the good characters from the bad. Now, of course, it's not necessarily true, because Entomologist has the ability to also tight kite with her ability, but we're seeing these characters like Acrobat, characters like Prisoner, or rather Patient, see, I still make that mistake, who really have the abilities to separate themselves using their abilities. Think of Bloody Queen being able to really use that mirror and transition on you immediately. Having something like an Acrobat use their ability, or when you have a Patient using their ability, they can immediately get away, and we've seen that being an effective strategy against Dream Witch, especially on Chinatown. So really, the good characters are these characters that have the ability to transition away. And that's really what the makeup is. And it makes me feel bad for the general population, because the general population, they're choosing characters that don't have transition and ability, and then they come into my DMs and they're like, why am I not kiting that good? Why am I not kiting that good? And it's like, listen, when you go against a really solid hunter, pretty much the effective strategy is transition and separate and distance, and you don't have that in rank mode. And more so, a lot of the characters that are being selected don't have the transition and ability. The transition and ability is literally the current meta, and this was a beautiful match. We see really how Wolves was able to adapt and use that forward to their ability. The Entomologist harassment, excellent game. Just wanted to show that. Thank you for watching and support me, ladies and gentlemen. Just wanted to get a video out there, and thank you for the support. I have some other video games coverage coming out, me trolling, having some fun. You all